9 warning signs of free work, case studies and job applications. Take-home assignments, is it just a test or maybe hidden work? Unfortunately, some companies try to indirectly source fresh perspectives, new ideas, or even specific consulting from candidates, often hidden or sometimes even unintentionally. Extreme time commitment. Typical application tasks can be solved within a few hours, at most within a day, and even that is already a lot. But if you would have to invest several evenings, whole days, or even weeks, and this task is not fictional, then it is no longer a test, but essentially unpaid work or free consulting. Red flags are sentences such as, "You should not spend more than 16 hours on this," or even worse, no maximum time is mentioned at all. Extensive professional methods. If you are expected to apply complex professional methodologies that normally only appear in real client projects, caution, especially if they are very detailed or long-term. Red flags. A one-year project plan or a complete communication strategy within just a few days. Typical consulting workload. Background research required. A task that requires deep research into a very specific topic indicates that a real problem is being solved for free. Professional case studies should be simple enough that extensive background research is not really necessary. It becomes even more problematic if company knowledge is required and you, as an external candidate, cannot possibly have it. Red flags. Great visions for the internal innovation platform used by corporate units X and Y. Requirements almost identical to the job description. If your task sounds like a translation of the responsibilities in the job profile, you are already doing the work for which you should be paid. Red flags. The role mentions tools like Slack, Miro, or Mule, and you are asked to create a concrete internal change management concept for them. Sequential connected tasks. Several work packages that logically build on each other and lead to a final product may indicate potential commercial use. Red flags. You are asked to revise complete communication concepts for existing clients and, based on that, develop approaches for acquiring new clients. Mentioning specific roles, customers, or colleagues. As soon as names, internal roles, or even clients appear in the tasks, you are already in the middle of a real project. It becomes particularly suspicious if there is a specific number or even a gender mentioned. For example, 2 female project managers. This could refer to real employees who might benefit from your free concept. Red flags. Plan specific steps for the communication manager of the team to implement your developed vision. Commercial usability. If your results could immediately be used to solve a problem or improve a product, then it is no longer just a test but value creating work. Be careful. This can happen at any stage, even conceptually, as sketches or verbally. Ideas can later be used directly or indirectly in real projects. No clear title that says case study. If it remains unclear that this is purely an exercise, for example, if no subject line is given or the term case study is only mentioned casually, it is worth taking a closer look. Red flags. Suddenly, you are no longer asked to complete a case study, but a task with presentation. This can sound very much like free consulting. Missing legal disclaimers. Professional companies send clearly defined, completely fictional tasks with clear time limits. They also include a note stating that the task does not relate to real project and that nothing will be used after the application process. These are only examples. Not all of them necessarily indicate free work, but especially in combination, they can be a sign that something might be wrong. Often, it remains a legal gray area because with internal projects, it's difficult to tell whether ideas are later used. With external use on websites or social media, it becomes more obvious. Consider this for case studies. If a case study is very time-consuming and very close to the real business, alarm bells should ring. A good case study would instead be something like designing a customer experience concept for a cafe if you are an airline trainee, not related to aviation. Everything that a consultant or expert would normally be paid for goes beyond the typical scope of a case study. Examples include yearly planning, long-term roadmaps or editorial plans, market analysis, complex communication strategies, optimization proposals for real websites, ideas for existing social media channels, extensive analysis of concrete numbers. If something feels strange, you have the right to ask questions. You can always politely decline to work for free. In a nutshell, a fair case study is time limited, fictional, far away from the company's real business, not commercially usable, and clearly labeled as an application task. Everything else is not a test. It is an unpaid assignment. Nobody has to work for free, and any company that expects this should be examined very carefully. Have you ever experienced something like this?